The Third Eye. A view beyond. Part 1. Understanding the Third Eye. Chapter 1. Introduction to the Third Eye. The enigmatic portal of perception. In the tapestry of human history and culture, there lies an enigmatic concept that has mystified scholars, spiritual seekers, and the curious alike: the third eye. Often symbolized as an eye located on the forehead, just above the bridge of the nose, it's more than just a physical mark. It's a portal to higher consciousness and a symbol deeply entrenched in various cultures and spiritual traditions around the world. Historical roots and universal appeal. The origins of the third eye concept can be traced back to ancient civilizations. In the Vedas, ancient Hindu texts written around 1500 BCE, the third eye is a metaphysical and esoteric concept associated with the Ajna chakra. In Buddhism, it symbolizes higher consciousness and enlightenment, as famously represented in the statues of the Buddha with a dot between the eyes. Egyptian civilization, too, echoed this symbolism. The Eye of Horus, a prominent symbol in Egyptian mythology, represents protection, royal power, and good health, and is believed by some to be linked to the idea of a mystical inner eye. This third eye concept found resonance in other cultures as well, each interpreting it through their own spiritual lenses. The pineal gland. A biological counterpart? In the realm of science, the pineal gland, a small endocrine gland in the vertebrate brain, is often associated with the third eye. René Descartes, the 17th-century French philosopher, famously referred to the pineal gland as the principal seat of the soul. He believed it to be the point of connection between the intellect and the body. Modern science, while not fully endorsing this view, recognizes the gland's role in producing melatonin and regulating sleep patterns, hinting at its potential in influencing consciousness. Symbolism in modern culture. The third eye has transcended its traditional boundaries to become a powerful symbol in modern culture. It's often associated with enlightenment, spiritual awakening, and the ability to see beyond the physical realm. In New Age philosophy, the third eye is a symbol of a state of enlightenment that can be achieved through meditation, yoga, and other spiritual practices. The third eye in art and literature. Throughout art and literature, the third eye has been a recurrent motif, symbolizing insight, knowledge, and a deeper understanding of the self and the universe. From Salvador Dali's surreal paintings to the mystical poetry of William Blake, the third eye continues to inspire and intrigue artists and writers, serving as a bridge between the visible and the invisible, the material and the spiritual. The third eye in daily life. In everyday life, the concept of the third eye finds its place in practices aimed at expanding consciousness and enhancing self-awareness. Meditation practices focusing on the area of the third eye are believed to facilitate foresight and intuition. The idea of an inner eye that sees beyond the obvious continues to appeal to those seeking a deeper understanding of themselves and the world. Conclusion. And as we embark on this journey through the pages of The Third Eye, A View Beyond, we delve deeper into the mysteries of this ancient yet ever-relevant concept. The third eye, in all its enigmatic glory, beckons us to look beyond the ordinary, to explore realms of consciousness that lie just out of sight, waiting to be discovered by those who dare to see with more than just their physical eyes. Chapter 2. Anatomical and Spiritual Perspectives. Bridging the physical and the ethereal. The third eye, a concept deeply rooted in various spiritual traditions, also finds a curious echo in the physical realm through the pineal gland. This chapter explores the fascinating interplay between the anatomical and spiritual perspectives of the third eye, journeying through the corridors of science and spirituality to understand its multifaceted essence. The pineal gland, a biological gateway. Tucked away in the center of the brain, the pineal gland, no larger than a grain of rice, has intrigued scientists and spiritual seekers alike. Biologically, it regulates the circadian rhythms by secreting melatonin, influencing sleep patterns and seasonal functions. However, its location deep within the brain has led to more esoteric interpretations. René Descartes' view of the pineal gland as the seat of the soul provides a fascinating bridge between the physical and the metaphysical. The pineal gland in the third eye, a scientific inquiry. Recent studies have shed light on the pineal gland's possible roles beyond melatonin production. Some researchers have proposed that it could be involved in the production of DMT, a naturally occurring psychedelic compound, though this remains a topic of ongoing research. This association has fueled speculations about the gland's role in mystical and altered states of consciousness, drawing parallels with the spiritual concept of the third eye as a gateway to transcendent experiences. The third eye in spiritual tradition. In Hinduism, the third eye is associated with the Ajna chakra, located between the eyebrows, and is considered a gateway to inner realms and higher consciousness. In Buddhist tradition, it symbolizes insight and spiritual awakening. This eye of wisdom and intuition transcends the physical, enabling one to see beyond the mundane world. Symbolism and practices. Across cultures, the third eye is often represented as a literal eye or a symbol on the forehead, signifying the awakening of hidden wisdom and insight. Spiritual practices, such as meditation and yoga, often focus on the third eye, aiming to awaken dormant capabilities within the individual. These practices suggest that by focusing on the third eye, one can access intuitive knowledge and a deeper understanding of the universe. The third eye in the modern world. In contemporary times, the concept of the third eye has been embraced by various spiritual movements and New Age philosophies. It symbolizes the quest for a deeper understanding of the self and the universe, transcending the limitations of physical sight and rational thought. The third eye in this context represents an inner vision, an ability to perceive truths beyond the capabilities of the ordinary senses. Critiques and scientific skepticism. Despite its widespread cultural and spiritual significance, the concept of the third eye, particularly its association with the pineal gland, has been met with skepticism in the scientific community. Critics argue that the spiritual interpretations are metaphors, not indicative of a literal third eye or a hidden organ of sight. They caution against conflating spiritual symbolism with biological functions, emphasizing the need for empirical evidence in such explorations. Conclusion: a convergence of views. The third eye remains a topic of fascination, bridging the worlds of physiology and spirituality. While science offers insights into the pineal gland's biological functions, spiritual traditions invite exploration into the realms of higher consciousness and intuition. This chapter has traversed these diverse landscapes, highlighting the third eye's role as a symbol of inner wisdom and a reminder of the human quest for understanding beyond the visible and tangible. Chapter 3. The Third Eye in Various Cultures. The global tapestry of perception. The third eye, a concept steeped in mysticism and intrigue, is not confined to any single culture or belief system. Instead, it weaves its way through a myriad of traditions around the globe, each adding its own unique hue to the understanding of this enigmatic concept. This chapter delves into the rich tapestry of cultural interpretations of the third eye, exploring how various societies have perceived and integrated this idea into their spiritual and philosophical frameworks. Hinduism. The Ajna Chakra. In Hinduism, the third eye is synonymous with the Ajna Chakra, one of the 7 primary chakras in the human body. Located between the eyebrows, it's considered the center of intuition and foresight. The third eye in Hindu tradition is associated with spiritual awakening and the ability to see beyond the physical realm. Lord Shiva, one of the principal deities, is often depicted with a third eye, symbolizing wisdom, power, and destruction of ignorance. Buddhism. The Eye of Insight. Buddhism, particularly in Tibetan traditions, regards the third eye as a symbol of enlightenment and spiritual awakening. The Buddha is sometimes shown with a third eye, representing the all-seeing wisdom and ability to perceive the interconnectedness of all things. In Buddhist iconography, the third eye often signifies the overcoming of delusions and the direct perception of reality as it is. Ancient Egypt. The Eye of Horus. In ancient Egyptian mythology, the Eye of Horus is a powerful symbol closely related to protection, royal power, and health. While not a direct correlation to the concept of the third eye as known in Eastern traditions, the Eye of Horus carries with it a sense of inner vision and wisdom, overseeing the material and spiritual realms. Western interpretations. A symbol of enlightenment. In Western esoteric traditions, the third eye is often seen as a metaphor for enlightenment and higher consciousness. The concept entered the Western lexicon primarily through the theosophical teachings of Helena Blavatsky in the late 19th century. Here, it's viewed as a latent organ of perception that can be awakened to unlock psychic abilities and spiritual insight. Indigenous traditions. A universal vision. Among various indigenous cultures, concepts akin to the third eye can be found, though they may not be explicitly labeled as such. For example, in some Native American traditions, there is a belief in a spiritual eye that perceives the underlying truth and connects the individual to a broader cosmic understanding. Similarly, in Australian Aboriginal spirituality, there's a focus on the inner vision, an intuitive connection to the ancestral and natural world. The third eye in contemporary spirituality. In contemporary spiritual movements, particularly those influenced by New Age thinking, the third eye has become synonymous with psychic abilities, such as clairvoyance and intuition. It's often associated with a certain level of spiritual awakening and is seen as key to accessing higher levels of consciousness and transcending material limitations. Scientific and skeptical views. While the third eye holds significant spiritual meaning, it's often met with skepticism from a scientific standpoint. Many view the third eye as a purely symbolic or metaphorical concept with no basis in physical reality. This skepticism, however, hasn't dampened the fascination and spiritual exploration associated with the third eye. Conclusion: a multifaceted vision of the third eye, as seen through the lens of various cultures, presents a kaleidoscope of interpretations and meanings. From a symbol of enlightenment in Eastern philosophies to a metaphorical representation of inner wisdom in the West, the third eye transcends geographical and cultural boundaries. It remains a compelling concept, inviting individuals from all walks of life to explore the depths of their own perception and consciousness.